Why do humans kiss? You've done it your whole life, and you've never once stopped to ask why. Kissing feels natural. It feels human. It feels like something every person on Earth just does. But here's what scientists found when they actually looked into it. More than half of the cultures on Earth do not kiss romantically, not because they never learned how. Some of them find it genuinely strange. The Mehinaku people of Brazil actually bite each other's eyebrows off as a sign of affection. To them, pressing your lips against someone else's mouth is bizarre. If kissing is not universal, why do so many of us do it? And what is actually happening to your body when you do? The answer is stranger and older than almost anyone realizes. Let's start at the beginning. Most people assume kissing is something humans invented, a romantic gesture. But Oxford University researchers ran 10 million evolutionary simulations tracing kissing back through our primate family tree. And what they found completely changed the picture. Kissing almost certainly existed in the ancestor of all large apes, including humans, chimpanzees, bonobos, orangutans, and gorillas, somewhere between 21.5 and 16.5 million years ago. 21 million years before our species existed, before our language existed, before any civilization existed, before the dinosaurs went extinct. Kissing is older than all of it. But why did it start? What was the original purpose? There are actually 3 competing theories, and all 3 are fascinating. And all 3 might be true at the same time. The first theory comes from a behavior called pre-mastication. Before there was baby food, before there were blenders, before there were any tools at all, ancient human mothers had a problem. Their babies had no teeth, but babies needed to eat solid food eventually, and they passed it directly from their mouth to the baby's mouth. The similarity in physical execution of kiss feeding and romantic kissing is striking. In pre-mastication, the tongue pushes food from mother to child, with the child receiving the tongue in sucking movements. Romantic kissing simply removes the food from that equation. So the romantic kiss may have started as lunch. The intimacy, the closeness, the mouth contact, all of it was originally just feeding. But the bond it created was so powerful that the behavior outlasted the need for it. Babies eventually got teeth. The kiss stayed though. The second theory comes from scientists at the University of Warwick. Great apes spend enormous amounts of time grooming each other, picking through each other's fur, removing parasites and debris. It's one of the primary ways they build trust and reinforce social bonds. And that grooming session almost always ends the same. Kissing is likely the conserved final contact stage of a grooming bout, when the groomer would press their lips to the fur or skin of the groomed to latch onto debris or a parasite. When humans lost their fur over thousands of years, the grooming sessions disappeared, but that final lip contact at the end remained. Which means every time you kiss someone, you might just be doing the last step of an ancient cleaning ritual that has not had a real purpose for millions of years. The third theory is perhaps the most surprising, but an unconscious one that your brain is running without asking your permission. Your lips have more nerve endings packed into them than most other parts of your body. More than your fingertips, more than your palms, and the brain dedicates a disproportionately large portion of its sensory processing to the lips. When the nerve endings make contact with another person's lips, your brain immediately starts collecting data. Their scent, their taste, the chemistry of their saliva, the bacteria in their mouth, their immune system makers, all of it gets sampled in milliseconds. Scientists believe this is a compatibility check. Your immune genetics and their immune genetics are being compared without you knowing it. The research consistently shows that the more genetically similar your immune systems are, the less attracted you feel to that person's kiss. The more different your immune systems are, the more powerful the attraction. Evolution wants genetic diversity. It wants your children to have the widest possible range of immune defenses, and it's using your lips to run that check before you even consciously decide you like someone. One bad kiss can override months of attraction because your biology has made its assessment and overruled your conscious mind. According to evolutionary psychiatrist Dr. Gordon Gallup, 59% of men and 66% of women have ended a relationship that was otherwise going well because of a single bad first kiss. One kiss, months of connection, gone. Your ancient biology decided in seconds that there was nothing you could do about it. Now here's what happens inside of your body during a kiss. The moment your lips make contact, a cascade of chemicals floods your brain. Dopamine floods in, creating that rush of pleasure and desire. It activates the same area of the brain as certain drugs do. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, builds feelings of closeness and trust. Serotonin lifts your mood, and the combination lights up the pleasure centers of the brain and creates a feeling that is genuinely chemically similar to being on a drug. Not similar in a poetic sense, literally the same brain regions, the same reward pathways. Which is why you remember your first kiss with such clarity decades later. Your brain treated it like such a significant chemical event and filed it accordingly. And adrenaline surges at the same time, which is why your heart races. Your hands hands might shake and your whole body becomes hyper aware. But here's something nobody talks about. A 10-second kiss transfers around 80 million bacteria between two people. But scientists believe it might actually be one of the reasons kissing exists at all. Dutch scientists theorize that by sharing bacteria through kissing, each partner is equipping the other to fight off infections that they might introduce to each other later on. Couples who kiss frequently 9 or more times a day have been found to share nearly identical microbiota, meaning they have become better prepared to fight off the same infections and digest similar foods. Your immune system is not just testing during a kiss, it is being upgraded. You're essentially giving each other a live bacterial sample that helps your body prepare for the germs that person carries. A biological handshake that also functions like a vaccine. Kissing also lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, slowing down your heart rate and creating a genuine psychological state of calm and comfort. Studies from Yale University found that men who kissed their partners before leaving work in the morning lived measurably longer than men who did not. They had lower cortisol, lower aggression, fewer accidents, and a higher overall well-being. A kiss in the morning was measurably extending lives. Now back to the question of why so many cultures don't kiss at all. A study from Indiana University looked at 168 cultures around the world and found that only 46% engage in romantic kissing. There was no evidence of romantic kissing in Central America, and no researcher working with communities in sub-Saharan Africa, New Guinea, or the Amazon reported witnessing it at all. Some of these communities had other forms of intimacy: nose rubbing, forehead touching, breath sharing. The Inuit have had a greeting where they press their nose and upper lip to another person's cheek or forehead and inhale. Affection expressed through breath rather than lips. The more socially complex and class-based a society is, the more likely romantic kissing appears. Communities with simpler social structures almost never kiss romantically. This is a striking finding because it suggests that part of what drives romantic kissing is not pure biology, but social structure, hierarchy, the need to signal intimacy and exclusivity within a complex society. The Cherokee people of North America did not practice romantic kissing before contact with European settlers. Afterwards, they adopted it, which tells us at least some of the kissing is a learned behavior, something observed, something absorbed, and eventually felt as natural as if it had always been there. So where does that leave us? Kissing is at least 21 million years old, and possibly much older. It may have started as a feeding behavior between mothers and babies, or at the last remnant of ancient grooming rituals between primates, or as a biological compatibility test that evolution built into our nervous systems, or all three at once layered on top of each other across millions of years. It is both ancient instinct and learned culture, both a chemical event in the brain and a social performance shaped by the world you grew up in. It transfers bacteria that strengthen your immune system. It floods your brain with chemicals that bond you to another person. It lowers your stress, extends your life, and in 1 second, it can end an otherwise promising relationship if your biology decides the answer is no. And over half the world does not do it at all. The strange truth is that a kiss is one of the most ordinary things a human being can do, and one of the least understood. You've been doing it your whole life, your brain has been running the calculations the entire time, and now you know why. If you want more videos like this, subscribe now. There's a lot more buried in being a human being.